From the blue chippers to the diamonds in the rough, we're talking recruiting this week on Future Phenoms. We'll look ahead to National Signing Day by going coast to coast, updating you on where some of the nation's top prospects will sign, including revisiting some players who have changed their minds since we last saw them. That's all coming up next. Hi everyone and welcome to the show. I'm Charles Davis. With National Signing Day fast approaching, we're talking about recruiting today. We'll go across the nation updating you on the college destinations of some of the country's top athletes. We'll start out west. USC has won a lot of recruiting battles on the West Coast, and they can thank a lot of their NFL alumni for inspiring some current prospects to follow in their footsteps. Sua Cravens was the top player in California this year. The do-it-all star at Vista Murrieta High School, he played running back, wide receiver, safety, and linebacker. Anything his team needed.
I'm willing to play any position on the field because I want to be in the best position to win. If I have to play a receiver just because they have a weaker corner, then I'll do that just because I know that will give us the opportunity to win. If I have to play running back because their D-line and linebackers are slower than our O-line, then I'll do that as well. I have no problem with playing that. And same thing on the defensive side of the ball. You know, if they have me at linebacker, you know, they must have a great running back, a great run game. If they have me at safety, you know, they must have an all-star receiver they want me to bracket.
The most important thing is his confidence to make plays at any position he goes. You know, the confidence that he's not thinking about what he wants to do. He's just going out and doing what he wants to do.
He'll play safety at the next level, and he chose USC because it's close to home and because he wants to play in the pros.
That's been my dream since I was little to play in the NFL, but you know, I've taken into consider if I'm not one of those high guys, you know, one of the first round or second round draft picks, then I'm going to stay for my fourth year and get my degree, and that's also a plan as well, because I know the NFL doesn't last forever. Guys retire after 5 years, so playing for anything, you know, arena, NFL, that's anybody's dream.
USC has also put quite a few quarterbacks in the NFL. Guys like Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Matt Castle, and Mark Sanchez. Add Matt Barkley, who is likely to be next. And Max Brown out of Skyline High School in Sammamish, Washington, hopes to follow their path to the pros, which is a big reason why he picked the Trojans.
Growing up, USC was the top West Coast team, if not nationally. Was able to see guys like Matt Leinart, Mark Sanchez, and then now Matt Barkley. So it's been fun to follow USC and to play for them in a couple years will definitely be great.
Brown was the Gatorade National High School Football Player of the Year after throwing for over 4,500 yards and 49 touchdowns while leading Skyline to its second consecutive Washington 4A state championship.
I always dreamed of being the Skyline quarterback since I was a little kid, and so to go up my senior year, we want to go out the right way, and I mean, we did that, going 14-0, winning a state title, and then fortunately enough, I was able to get the Gatorade Player of the Year award, but that's the type of award that you don't get without playing a lot of games and getting a lot of reps and stuff like that. So I've had great teammates there, and I mean, I wouldn't have changed that experience for the world.
A lot of Washington Husky fans were hoping he'd stay close to home, but he's very happy with his decision to head to Southern California.
We've done real well. We've had a lot of commits for a long time now, and with the sanctions, people were worried about us, but I mean, so far we're still getting those top guys, and Coach Kiffin and the assistants, I mean, the job they do with recruiting, but obviously, I mean, just the Trojan family as a whole, what USC has to offer, like football and academics and just the people there, I think it shows a lot, and it shows that people want to be a part of that, and I think that's why we have such a good class committed right now.
USC didn't get every blue chipper on the West Coast, though. Five-star running back Thomas Tyner of Aloha, Oregon, will stay close to home to play for the Oregon Ducks. Tyner made national headlines this year when he rushed for 643 yards in a single game, scoring 10 touchdowns.
Well, I was just excited because it was my birthday. I mean, I never played a football game on my birthday. I mean, that was just exciting for me and the whole team. We lost to them last year, and you know, the whole team played with a little bit of chip on our shoulder, and we were excited to play them again. So.
The track star will fit right in with the Ducks' history of extremely fast offensive skill players.
I mean, he's going to fit. You look at DeAnthony Thomas, you look at Barner, you look at Michael James Lasher. I mean, he's, again, that kind of tailback. He's got great acceleration and burst. He can run away from people again when he's out in the open. He changes direction well. He's got good feet. So I mean, the kind of style that they play, he's a real good fit, and he catches the ball extremely well.
Tyner is also a track star as he holds the Oregon State record in the 100 meters, and he's looking forward to being a two-sport athlete in Eugene.
I love track. Obviously with my speed, I think I can go pretty far in track at Oregon.
Finally, perhaps the best player on the best team out west is headed to UCLA. Miles Jack of nationally ranked Bellevue High, the Washington 3A state champions, was a star running back and linebacker for the Wolverines. He'll play linebacker for the Bruins, and he likes what Jim Moore is doing with the UCLA program.
Just the coaches, just see how I can relate to them, and like my position coach, like the linebacker coach and everything, and just school, like academics. UCLA is top of the line when it comes to that, so you can't beat that. And then I mean, it's sunny every day. It's Los Angeles. It's a great environment. So I mean, it was just a perfect fit for me, pretty much.
To the southeast, where the biggest fish in this year's class has yet to be caught. Robert Kimdichie is the consensus top overall prospect in the 2013 class. When we caught up with him last fall, he was a Clemson commit, but now things have changed. His goals have not, however. As a player this highly touted, obviously has his eyes set on the NFL, and he is looking for a coaching staff that can help him get there.
I want to go to a place with a coach, you know, because right now I've been coached at a real high level, you know, probably one of the highest levels, you know, of high school right now, the coaching I got here. So, you know, when I look into college, I want to look at what college coach, you know, specifically D-ends coach or D-line coach can get me to that next level as quick as can, you know, technique-wise, you know, things like that.
Kimdichie is a fast, powerful pass rusher with an amazing combination of size, speed, and strength.
You look at him and you go, God, he probably weighs about 240, 230, and the kid weighs 281 pounds. He is put together so well, and you know, the kid runs a 4.5 40, and like you said, he's got really strong hands, which benefits him as a defensive end, you know, grabbing people, getting his hands. I mean, he's getting blocked, and you'll see him on highlight films just getting blocked, and then reach out with one hand. He's so strong and just grab a guy and pull him down. It's amazing.
Many assume that he'll join his brother Denzel at Ole Miss, but he hasn't committed yet, so anything can happen. Also in the Southeast, one of the nation's top running backs has had a couple of changes of heart. Greg Bryant of Delray Beach, Florida, was an Oklahoma commit over the summer. He then decommitted, saying he wanted to play in the SEC. However, after seeing the surprising success of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Bryant is now on his way to South Bend. The five-star prospect may be the best running back to commit to Notre Dame in quite a few years. He has that perfect mix of speed and power that could allow him to make an immediate impact for the Irish.
I'm like relentless, like on the field. Basically last year nobody could really stop me. I just run through people, run around them. I can juke people, and it just shows, and the weight room helps. I work hard ever since I was 6th grade, coming out here in the weight room every day and trying to get where I'm at right now, and it actually helped me because now I'm like one of the best backs in the country.
To the Rocky Mountain region now, and the two top quarterbacks in this region are both headed to Alabama. Cooper Bateman has been committed to the Crimson Tide for several months. He was a high priority for the Alabama staff, and he looks forward to representing the state of Utah in the SEC.
When you think of the state of Utah, you don't think of special quarterbacks, and you know, that's something we're hoping for. Because there's guys out there, there's players, you know, guys who can throw the ball. You know, I can't say I'm representing them, but you know, I'd like to a little bit.
Meanwhile, in Colorado, Luke Del Rio has had a change of heart and is bound for Alabama as well. When we spoke to him in the fall, he was set to go to Oklahoma State. However, after OSU lost offensive coordinator Todd Monken to Southern Miss, Del Rio reevaluated his options and decided to accept an opportunity to walk on at Alabama over several scholarship offers from major programs like Oklahoma State and Oregon State. Del Rio not only has the advantage of being the son of Broncos defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio, but he's also taken full advantage of the opportunity to learn from the new Broncos quarterback, one Peyton Manning.
It's a rare opportunity. You got a guy like Peyton Manning who has said, hey, Luke, on his own, Peyton did this, said, it wasn't my deal. I had no idea. He said, hey, Luke, I want you to be a part of this. Back in New Orleans, I was allowed to be around. and I was allowed to go out on the practice field and be in quarterback meetings. And I want to do that for you. I want you to come and join us. And so Luke has been able to take advantage of that in meetings with Peyton Manning. Heck, I want to go in there. You know, I mean, this is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And the things that you might be able to gain from him, the knowledge that you may be able to gain from him, very, very cool.
Especially because I can be in the training camp, be in the meetings, be with Peyton, talk to him one-on-one. I get to pick his brain a little bit. It's special. I'm truly blessed.
We'll take a break, but coming up next, we'll check in on recruiting in the state of Texas and look at our top 5 overall prospects. Stay with us.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer for great deals today. Toyota, let's go places.
Before the break, we told you about Robert Kimdichie, Sua Cravens, and Max Brown, and they're all on our Toyota Top 5, which focuses on the top overall prospects in the 2013 class. Kimdichie beats out fellow Georgian Carl Lawson for the top spot, with USC recruits Cravens and Brown right behind him. And Notre Dame commit Jalen Smith rounds out the top 5. To the Southwest now. And being successful in the SEC has paid big dividends for Texas A&M on the recruiting trail. The Aggies have scooped up several high-profile prospects in the Lone Star State, including the Texas Player of the Year, South Lake Carroll quarterback Kenny Hill, as well as Cedar Hill wide receiver Laquiviante Gonzalez, and Dallas Kimball defensive tackle Justin Manning.
The Aggies, you know, that's just like another family, you know. It's just to have good talent, go to the same school, it's just a better opportunity and a better chance of winning the national championship.
A&M also grabbed a commitment from the top-rated player in Texas, Sealy star Ricky Seals-Jones, who played several positions for Sealy and will likely be a receiver for the Aggies. He battled back from a knee injury to have a strong senior year.
It showed that even though I got hurt, that they still wanted me. I can't wait to get up to A&M next year and ball out.
But the Texas Longhorns haven't exactly been shut out in their own state. They landed top quarterback Tyrone Swoops, the nephew of women's basketball great Cheryl Swoops. Tyrone's pretty good on the court himself, but his great size and speed will be a tremendous asset to him as a dual-threat quarterback in Austin.
I had been a running back all through since I started football, so I was a natural-born runner, really. And so just growing up, I've learned how to throw the ball, and I think that's developed a lot since I've started playing quarterback.
The Horns also nabbed the top defensive prospect in the Lone Star State, Ashawn Robinson, out of Fort Worth, an All-American defensive tackle who's rated among the best players in the country. They also nabbed receiver Jake Oliver, who set the career receptions record in Texas this year and is optimistic about the Horns class.
I think we have a great class this year, and going from the Alamo Bowl win, we've got a lot of momentum going in next year, and I feel like our class can contribute very well.
In the Northeast, one of the country's most dynamic duos will go their separate ways for college. Earlier this year, we told you about Kendall Fuller and Dorian O'Daniel, the stars of Our Lady of Good Counsel in Olney, Maryland. Fuller is one of the nation's top defensive backs, while O'Daniel is a standout linebacker. O'Daniel is on his way to Clemson, where he's excited to join the growing Tigers program.
There's people down there, it's a great environment. In love with the coaches, just honestly, you have to be down there to actually understand what Clemson's about. I'm a Clemson guy, I fit their character. They're a wonderful academic program, and they care.
And despite the best efforts of O'Daniel to get him to join him in Death Valley, Fuller will follow his family tradition and go to Virginia Tech. Kendall has 3 older brothers, and they're all Hokies. But Kendall says the decision to go to Blacksburg was his alone.
They actually don't really say anything at all. You know, they've been kind of letting me go through the process. Only time they might say something is if Dorian usually comes and works out with me. I think maybe 1 or 2 days a week, and he'll try to throw some Clemson stuff in there. So my brother, he'll kind of throw some Virginia Tech stuff back out there, but they don't really try to pressure me at all.
It's time for another break. When we get back, we'll talk basketball recruiting as we meet one of the nation's top prospects. That's next.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by American Family Insurance. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura Thornquist and I'm a sports mom. Super mom is more like it. From racing to baseball practice to balancing gymnastics class to magically getting dinner on the table, we do it all. Oh, and I keep a full-time job to boot. Being a sports mom is hard work, but it's also a whole lot of fun. Our kids may not remember all the running around, but we will remember their first home run or landing their first back handspring. And now we can talk about it. Join the conversation at Sports Mom, where we discuss issues important to you. And we help you stay on budget by finding the best sports deals around. For example, this week we found Easton baseball pants on clearance for $19.99. These normally retail around $34. And if you're looking for any type of ball, try Amazon first. We found a Spalding NBA basketball for under $10 and a Wilson soccer ball for under $11. And of course, with Amazon, you get free shipping when you spend $25. Be sure to keep up with Sports Mom online. You can find a link on Future Phenoms, sportsmom.com. And then follow us on Facebook and Twitter for up-to-the-minute deals. Simply type in Sports Mom. I'm Laura Thornquist, a proud sports mom. We hope you'll join the conversation.
While football players will be signing their national letters of intent, some of the nation's top basketball players will be signing with their schools of choice later this spring on the basketball signing date. Let's check in with one of those players now. Playing for one of the nation's best basketball programs in Chicago's Simeon, Jabari Parker's become a star in the Windy City. Simeon truly rose to prominence in the 1980s, when the late Ben Wilson was the top player in America. Before he was tragically killed in the fall of 1984, Wilson led Simeon to its first state championship as a junior and put the program on the national map. 22 years later, Derrick Rose was another Simeon product who was ranked as the best player in America. Rose helped the school capture 2 more state titles in 2006 and 2007. Now Simeon has won 3 more state titles with Parker leading the way. He was named the National Freshman, Sophomore, and Junior of the Year in his first 3 seasons of high school ball. He said playing for such a successful program has been a great honor.
It's been a blessing because I wouldn't have went there without the tradition. And of course, the coach there, that's very important to me. And it's just a lot of people that I looked up to. Somebody in Chicago that was just like me growing up. Now he's in the NBA, so hopefully I can get there one day and walk in his footsteps.
All that success and attention has been a little overwhelming for Parker, as he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated and labeled the best high school basketball player since LeBron James. And after every major program in the country tried to get his services, Parker decided to commit to the Duke Blue Devils.
It's going to be so good, so wonderful. It's just what I imagined growing up, going to my dream school. And now I can just focus on basketball instead of focusing on recruiting. I can just worry about my guys, worry about me getting back in shape. And it should be real good for me.
Besides being a great basketball player and a terrific student, Parker's also a dedicated member of the Mormon Church. And it was important that all the schools recruiting him knew how important his faith was, including the possibility that he could decide to go on a mission in the near future. While that hasn't been determined yet, Parker will always have time in his life for his religion.
It keeps me grounded. It helps me make good decisions and helps me what's more important. I have that in mind. It's not my religious standpoint. I'm still have it in college, and it will be something that I would like to keep on going through.
Ultimately, though, Parker hopes to be the next Simeon alum to play in the pros.
Long term, I hope I'll be in the NBA. Yeah, that's my dream as a kid. I want to get there, and I know it's going to start right now, the little things, step by step.
Now it's time to check out our high school basketball rankings. We'll take one more break. When we return, we'll tell you how you can be a part of the show.
Future Phenoms is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer for great deals today. Toyota, let's go places.
It's time for that part of the show we reserve for you, the viewer. This week's mixtape came to us from Kendall Sapp in Annandale, Virginia. Kendall's a 5'10", 150-pound linebacker in the class of 2014. Don't let his size fool you, though. Sapp shows good instincts as he's quick to make a tackle. and he can also deliver a punishing hit. Keep an eye on Sapp as he leads Annandale High School next season as a senior. If you'd like to be on the show, send us your highlight tape. Mail a DVD to 3575 Lone Star Circle, Suite 116, Fort Worth, Texas 76177. That's all for our college recruiting special. We'll see what happens on signing day. For everyone here, I'm Charles Davis. See you next time.